Leaders know they can't do every task at hand alone. They develop teams with spirit and cohesion. They promote a sense and feeling of, we're all in this together. Leadership is about one's behavior. It is an observable set of skills and abilities. I used to believe that there were leaders and followers, and that was it. But now I believe differently. I believe that everyone is a leader in some sort of way. It's not a difference of leaders and followers, but it's a difference of leadership styles, how one leads. When I took the leadership challenge in class, I didn't know what to expect. This is because I never thought of myself as a leader. Filling out the 2 surveys, I was thinking, where is this going? What will my outcome be? I'm not a leader. When I got my result, I was a little surprised. My leadership style is enable others to act. I believe that first, this meant I just gave all my power and my workload to others. I thought this made me seem like a weak type of leader. I thought, do I give my power away because I'm too weak and incapable of completing the task at hand? Enable others to act is about glorifying each member in a team or group specific and special talents. It's about fostering collaboration, giving your power away, putting love into action, developing a talent radar, fanning people's gifts into flames, making heroes out of people, leading out of a servant's heart, and working with people to reach a common goal or the task at hand. To do all of these things, there is a high need for trust. Not just trusting ourselves, but putting that same trust into other people that we put in ourselves and then releasing them to do work. Trust is the foundational element of any good leader, and it must be earned. To enable others to act, you must give your power away. You can't do every task for somebody, you need to do it with them, with your team. A wise leader strengthens people by giving power away. Leaders use their power in service of others, not in service of themselves. You also need to love what you're doing and show your passion through your actions and work. Developing a talent radar is helpful as an enable others to act leader. It allows you to not only give power away in important tasks, but you learn what areas of strength each person on your team possesses. This is referred to as spiritual gifts in the church. Everyone is good at something, in which he or she can use that something to contribute to the group. After critical tasks are given to the right people, a leader's commitment is to develop their character and their competence. Leaders are committed to the success of the people they lead. Leaders make heroes out of people when they do things well. They put them in front of people and tell their success stories. Lastly, enable others to act leaders lead out of a servant's heart. They tap into the best level of motivation in a person. Having the element of servant leadership allows a leader to drive deeper and change someone's motivation from the I have to level to the I want to level. These leaders create an environment around the 4 values of the Christian faith that is most important to a godly leader. The 4 values that will create a place of work where people will want to work are integrity, joy, authenticity, and dignity of work. After learning more about this leadership style, I came to the realization that I am enable others to act. When I am in a position of leadership, I often become overwhelmed, stressed out, and experience burnout. I used to do everything myself because I didn't trust others to complete the task at hand to my standards. It always seemed easier and faster to just do things myself. If I tried to give my power away, I would over-explain things and just end up doing the task myself as I was explaining it. I knew that wasn't a good way of leadership for me. I learned to trust people, trust their judgment, and trust that they would be able to sufficiently carry out a task with little instruction. I learned to give my power away and assign people to tasks based on their individual interests and talents. This way of leadership comes much easier and more naturally to me. When it comes to who I believe to have the same leadership style as me, I think of 2 people. I think of Troy Bolton and Shane Claiborne. Shane Claiborne runs a ministry called The Simple Way in Philadelphia. He has lived in abandoned housing with homeless people. He's gone to court with them, fed them, and built relationships with them. Shane was featured in a 5-week series at Willow Creek Community Church. At the end of one of his services, he challenged the people of the church to take off their shoes and socks and drop them off during worship at the back of the church. He guaranteed that they would be on the feet of homeless people in the inner city of Chicago by the end of the night. He enabled others to act. He provided people with an opportunity, and they took it. Just that night alone, 1,700 pairs of shoes were donated off of the people's feet during the worship service. Shane travels nationally and internationally to speak at more than 100 events each year. He has written many books primarily about peacemaking, social justice, and Jesus. Troy Bolton from High School Musical is another leader who comes to mind when I think of Enable Others to Act. He's the basketball star of his high school who discovered his passion for theater and singing. Everyone expected him to stick to the status quo, lead the basketball team to win championships, and forget about singing and theater. Instead of doing what people said, he followed his heart and put his love for singing, theater, and basketball into his actions. He enables and encourages others to act by recognizing their unique and individual talents. He allows others to use their talents by encouraging them to participate in their school's musical. He also gives up his power throughout the movie series. When he plays basketball, even though he's a team captain and the star player, he enables others to act by allowing them to use their talents throughout the games. In the final game of his senior year, he had the opportunity to make the winning shot, but he gives his power away by passing the ball to a new member of the team, and then he makes a hero out of him. He recognizes when people do things well and publicly praises them for it. At their high school graduation, while he's giving his speech, he recognizes a few individuals' special talents and makes them feel good about themselves and raises their motivational levels.
East High is a place where teachers encouraged us to break the status quo and define ourselves as we choose. Where a jock can cook up a mean creme brulee. And the brainiac can break down on the dance floor. It's a place where one person, if it's the right person, changes us all. East High is having friends that we'll keep for the rest of our lives. And I guess that means we really are all in this together.
Jesus is a prime example of someone who exemplifies collaboration and the strengthening of individuals. Jesus demonstrates servant leadership and made his disciples into team players. Jesus is the one who showed us the principle, if what I'm called to do is going to last, the first thing I have to do is start with people in whom I can duplicate it. One of the last things Jesus did was turn the keys of the church over to Peter. Peter made many mistakes, yet Jesus left it all up to him. This is because Peter loved Jesus. The first act of leadership Jesus executed was to call and train the 12 disciples, and his last act of leadership was to give his power away before he left. I don't think that any one person is just one leadership style. They may be more of one style, but I believe that each individual carries out a little bit of each style. The 5 practices of exemplary leadership are interdependent, and leadership is everybody's business.